UserGems is going headless. And what this means is that you can now tap into UserGems data and intelligence infrastructure from your Claude or your ChatGPT through the UserGems MCP. But the UserGems MCP is not just providing general company or contact information. It is designed to be the foundation for your AI agent. UserGems is like your best friend. We know you, we get you, no additional words needed. We already know which company is a customer and which company is a target account. We know your persona. We know who you reached out to and what was discussed. We know who responded and who didn't. We know how you set up your audiences and how you create your campaigns. And we track a lot of signals for and from you. And we combine all of this information together to get you the very best contact and company information. And through the UserGems MCP, you can now directly access all this information within Claude and ChatGPT. Our MCP offers two versions. For the end user, we allow you to read all the information that we have stored about your companies and your contacts. And this means you can ask questions about an account. You can ask it to find new prospects or to draft an email that uses all the signals about a person and also the AI messaging instructions that you've already set on UserGems. But we're not stopping here. For the admins, we also have the possibility to create campaigns directly within Claude through the UserGems MCP. And that means you have access to all the actions that you're already used to on UserGems. You can add to CRM, you can assign owners, you can add to an outreach campaign through the UserGems sequence. Running elaborate campaigns directly within Claude is very, very difficult because you need access to thousands of companies and hundreds of thousands of prospects. And you need to coordinate between several different systems, and you always want to reach out to the very best companies at this time. With the UserGems MCP, you can now create such campaigns with all your data and all your settings at the core, and with all our hundreds of small little checks that we have within our campaign, so that you know that the campaign will successfully reach out to the very best companies and contacts. Let me show you how that works. I'm now in Claude, and I've connected the UserGems MCP, and I'm going to start with the read version of the MCP. In this case, I want to reach out to Vocado, and I would like to see a summary of the account, including signals, past conversations, and any other important information. And then I would like to get some prospects that I can reach out to, and also why I should reach out to them. What it now does is it checks your UserGems account to find the company, to find the history with that company, anything that was discussed in the past. And then it checks for prospects to identify which ones were you already in touch with, which ones are the next best contacts to reach out to. And then it is preparing a company card to show you that information in a structured format. This is then, for example, how one of the cards can look like. In this case, it tells me it's a closed list from July with some additional information about contacts that I've already reached out to. It highlights I should reach out to Emmy Witt, and why? Because it's a closed one contact from Optimizely. There's some more information about the company, why it's a closed lost, some competitors that are successful with UserGems that I should mention, some other contacts I can reach out to, some contacts I should skip, but then it highlights, okay, Emmy Witt is the best one to reach out to. I want to contact Emmy Witt, please draft an email. So now, based on that information, I want an email that I can then, for example, just copy into my emailing program. Here, it uses all the information it has about Emmy, all the signals, as well as all the signals about Vocado, and then drafts a message that is based on the general AI instructions that you have already set on UserGems. It highlights that Emmy already knows UserGems from Optimizely and that it will use that information in the messaging. And then it's like bringing UserGems back into the picture at Vocado. With an email, I can then just copy-paste based on the instructions that you already have. And the best thing is, given that this lives in your Claude, you can also combine it with other MCPs that you have on Claude. You can use the UserGems information that always has the most accurate, up-to-date, and complete information about your contacts and your companies, and can use this for other actions too. And let me now also show you the second use case, the admin use case, where you can create campaigns through the MCP. In this case, I would like to create a new campaign. I want to reach out to close one-up contacts, target accounts that joined in the last 6 months. I want to add them to CRM, create AI messages, and add them to outreach. And there's a couple of things that we offer here with the help of AI. For example, it found that there's already an existing campaign. It doesn't need to create a new one because there's already one. There's 439 prospects. And it uses all my default settings, add as a contact, and it uses the general AI messaging instructions. In this case, I want to adjust them a little bit. Please limit the messages to 5 per contact. So now I can directly tell it to adjust the messaging instructions for this campaign. It now directly added the messaging instructions, and it noticed that I told it I want to add it to outreach, but I didn't specify the sequence, so it showed the last 5 sequences that we've used. And I want to add it to ABX Jammy. It confirmed that it found the outreach sequence. It then already successfully created the campaign, but here's something else it can then do. It can compare this sequence with your other active sequences to point out if we forgot something, if we set it up in a way that we haven't set it up before. Please do. Because we want you to be confident when you create such a campaign just through AI. In this case, I forgot the owner assignment. I'll ask it to please add the owner assignment. So it noticed that we usually also add a contact owner assignment. In this case, I'm now asking it to add it too. It added the owner assignment step. It summarizes the whole campaign for me again, just to be sure that everything is correct. And then I can also directly view the very same campaign on UserGems. And it also told me that it's not active yet, so I could ask it to activate it. If I now open it on UserGems, I can see the very same campaign here. And I can make any changes as I want, as if I would have created the campaign myself. There's, however, one more thing. As I showed you, you can now connect the UserGems MCP in your Claude, but you can now also connect other MCPs directly on UserGems. And that means if you have an interesting MCP, you can use that MCP, for example, in the campaigns. And I'll show you an example of how this works. In this case, for example, we want that every person that we send an email to gets a personalized gifting link, and we're going to use the Sendoso MCP for this. So what I do here is I add the research agent. I create a new one from scratch. And in this case, I've already connected the Sendoso MCP, so I can pick it here. And I then add the instructions, please create a personalized gifting link. And now when I hit save, now everybody gets a personalized gifting link. And the best thing is also that UserGems automatically sends important contact information to the MCP so that it is truly personalized. And in addition to the MCP on UserGems, I need one more slide here. But the best thing is that the functionality that I just showed you is not just accessible through our MCP. It is everything that you've seen right now, you can also do through Ask Jemmy, which is our Chrome extension. If you haven't installed it, I highly recommend it because it shows you the most important UserGems information on many of your sales tools and marketing tools that you're currently using. And you can then also ask Jemmy to create a campaign, ask deeper questions about what was discussed, so that UserGems is truly everywhere. Thank you.